Hey, what's up, YouTube? Thanks for joining me here at Paid to Trade. So today I'm going to be showing another trade, but more in particular, I'm going to be focusing on the trade copier. I've been seeing a lot of questions out there in terms of what is a trade copier or what exactly can it do? What are the limitations? So I'm just showing you a trade here where I'm running 6 different accounts for this particular trade. And as you can see, I'm only occupying, I'm using the chart in the far left, and that's where I'm kind of just running the show there. So I've made my entry, and everything else is being copied across all the other accounts. And so I do have 2 different size accounts. There's 4 50K accounts, and then there's 2 300K accounts with this particular trade. So the 50K accounts are all doing a 1-to-1 ratio based on my leader account. So my leader account, for every one contract I purchase in that account, the other 50K accounts are also doing 1 contract. And then I changed the ratio for the 300K accounts to include 3 contracts for every 1 contract that I do in the 50K account. All right. And so that's why you can see the value or the price or the unrealized P&L is different in 2 of the accounts versus the other 4. That's because I have more contracts running. And to kind of give you a different picture of that, that's why I also have this chart in the middle that shows one of the 300K accounts. So you don't need to have different charts set up so you can see the different positions and everything. You don't need to do that. I'm just doing that for your sake. But you can see there's on the far left, it shows 2 contracts. In the middle chart, it shows 6 contracts. And so the far left represents the 50K accounts. The middle chart represents the 300K accounts. So I just closed one of the contracts, as you can see. And so the 2 just went down to 1 in terms of the contract size in the far left. In the middle, it went from 6 down to 3. All right. And that kind of goes along with what I just explained. But that's basically it. So I'm going to go ahead and stop here. So this video is not too long. I'm going to fast forward a bit, and we're going to get towards the end of this this trade, which isn't too long. But either way, I'm going to get to the end of the trade so you can see me wrap it up, and then I'm going to go over the setup using the trade copier. And this is in NinjaTrader, in case you weren't aware. All right, 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, so at this point, the trade is about wrapped up. So I'm about to close out. So you can see the total P&L. Let's see, for the 300K accounts right now is, let's see, around 1,600. And for the 50K accounts, it's about 545. All right, so there we go. So I just closed out. And so that's 1,400 in total P&L for the 300K accounts and 480-ish for the 50K accounts. All right, and so now that all that's closed up, okay, so here's the trade copier. And as you can see, I have a leader account in the far left, and then you see these green dots in the middle, and it's showing all the other accounts that I'm currently copying off of. And these are the different options that you can use to change how you want it copied over. I was using ratio. Ratio allows me to, base it off of 100% or 200%, 300%, whatever, of the existing leader account. And so it's basically a multiplier. So you can see 2 of the accounts are multiplied by 3. If you look on the far right where the ratio is at, and 3 of the accounts are multiplied by 1. So it's a 1-to-1 ratio. So that's basically it. And something else you can do too is you can set this up to do a cross order. So right now I'm trading the NQ. So if I wanted to, if I have smaller accounts that I only want to trade MNQ with, like do micros, you can set up cross order. And then what you do is you select where you'd like to switch it over to a micro. See, so I just chose those 2, and that would be MNQs. So you can just watch one chart, you can take one trade, but you can have all these different things running at once. You can have all different types of ratios, you can have MN micros, and you can have minis all at once. So it's pretty helpful, because you might have some smaller accounts. Maybe your personal account's a smaller account, and you want to just trade micros in there. So whatever the case may be, it's very flexible. But that's basically it. So that shows you kind of how the trade copier is set up, what you can do with it. It's very simple. Okay, so before I go, I had another setup here. I decided to just go ahead and tack this on to the existing video. It's the same day, and as you can see, it's not too much further into the day. It's only 8:23 at this point. So the audio I'm putting in later, this video was recorded before. Um, but yeah, so it looks like a really good setup. It was a good setup. And still using the trade copier. As you can see, everything is pretty seamless using the trade copier. Everything's equal in terms of, there not being much slippage. In this particular trade, there was really no slippage. All my 50K accounts are equal across the board. You can see the P&L is, you know, exactly matched. They're all $35 at the moment. Let's see, the 300Ks are 165 each at the moment. But they're all dollar for dollar. There's no slippage. So just showing you, just again, this is just another example of just using the trade copier and what you can accomplish. Um, so this is a pretty decent trade. Okay, so at this point, I should be closing out the trade in a minute. I was looking for a spike up, but we were slowing down a little bit, and I don't like to give up too much green. Setting my stop there, just about break even. Um, but the NQ can, jump a lot. So there we go. Close it out and calling it a day for that. Um, for now, anyways. And it looks like we got some movement afterwards, but that's okay. It was a nice jump. So we had tacked on an extra few $100 into our 50K accounts and an extra 600 or 800 onto the 300K accounts. And so I just want to run some quick math for you, kind of showing you, um, what we did for the day. So if we tally all this up, looking at, the $700 we made in each of the 50K accounts, plus the 2,000 roughly that we made in each of the 300K accounts, we tally that up, and our gross for today is going to be about 7,060. All right. And so that does not include commission. So we'd have to deduct commissions. But we didn't trade a lot to get there. So the commission is going to be pretty light. So for the 50K accounts, we probably spent like $30 to $50 in commission. For the 300K accounts, probably spent somewhere between 100 to 120 ish or 150 in commission. So not too bad. So, but running some math, let's say we had 20 50K accounts and we made 700 in each of them. You'd be looking at about 14,000 on the day, so that's one possibility. Well, let's say you're running half and half. You do 50s or 10 50K accounts at 700 each in profit. That's 7,000. And let's say you had 10 300K accounts making 2,000 each. That's 20,000 in profit. And so altogether, we would have made 27,000 today if we ran all 20 of those accounts. So 10 smaller accounts, 10 larger accounts, just based on the trades that I just took. And that's two trades. On today, or two trades, and luckily we're 100% today, nothing red, and that's it. So this is just kind of showing you what you can accomplish. Now you can also run 20 of the 25K accounts and just shoot for like $100 a day in each of those. There's a gentleman in our group that shoots for that. He shoots for 150K a day in each account. That's his goal. And if you run the math on that, that's still very good money. That's $3,000 a day if you're just getting $150 across 20 accounts. 3,000 a day, taking the same types of setups. It's just quick little setups, and he's going for a lot less. To make $150. I think he's playing just one mini. So one mini, you're talking, if you're doing the NASDAQ, that's what's that, about 6.5 points? No, that's 7.5 points. regardless, um, you can use the trade copier to trade however you like, and you can spread out your risk however you like. So whether you're looking to take trades similar to what I've done today with the size that I've done, this is kind of you know P&L you could be working with, but absolutely the other way that some other people do it, trading really small, looking for $50 a day up to $150 a day per account. That's definitely still totally amazing. You figure if you're running 20 accounts and you're making 150 a day, that's still $3,000 a day. 50 bucks an account, 20 accounts, that's still $1,000 a day. So those are still very respectable numbers, and you can do some serious damage with that kind of income, you know. But results vary depending on what you're doing, and it's not the same for everybody. But that is what it is. As you can see here, like I'm only trading 6 accounts, and so that's because I kind of had to adapt based on what I was dealing with before. And so for me, the downfall of trading so many accounts at once is if you do make some bad calls, which you're never 100% right when it comes to the market. You're going to get some red. You'll have red days. You'll have some red trades. I'm not 100% accurate. So when that happens, that's harder for me to deal with when I see it times 20. But when I see it times 6, it's not so bad. I can put that away and I can come back refreshed and I can start with 6 other accounts, and I can, run with that for the next trade, so that's that. But, you just do it however you want. The point is you can spread out the risk. You don't have to take on so much, and you can trade real small. Even if you have larger accounts, you can trade much smaller. So it's really up to you. So again, what I've showed today is NinjaTrader, and this is the trade copier for NinjaTrader. So it's something I did have to purchase. You don't have to buy NinjaTrader copier in order to, or this is the Apex trade copier. You don't need to buy this in order to copy your trades. There's free trade copiers if you use Quant Tower or Trade08. So I haven't personally used those trade copiers, but I've definitely heard a lot of good things about the trade copier in Trade08. So people seem pretty pleased with that from our group. As far as Quant Tower, it seems like it's okay, but it might be a little buggy. Again, I don't have personal experience with that. So that's gonna, you'll have to figure that out for yourself if that's what you're looking into. But either way, I hope just me showing you this shows you the possibility of, what you can achieve using a trade copier. And I hope you found the information somewhat valuable. So I appreciate you guys watching the video. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and drop that down in the section below. And then, go ahead and click on that thumbs up. I really appreciate that. And I'll see you guys in the next one.